Look, I'm in a new place. I moved. The other place was not good for me. It was very tiny. I always talked about how it's the tiniest apartment in Arizona, and it truly was. So I moved in with a family member on in the Avenues, which is the west side of Phoenix. In Phoenix, the west side in Phoenix. There's the west side on the other side of Phoenix, but the Avenues are in Phoenix because all the roads west of Central are basically avenues. There's other names for them, but they're mostly avenues. And then everything east of Central are streets and other names. But anyway, they always call the west portion of Phoenix the avenues. And I live like on the border of Levine now, which is a very diverse place. Very diverse. I was very pleased, very excited. I thought Tempe was pretty forward thinking of a place that they would be so diverse, but Tempe, doesn't have as much diversity as I thought it did, I guess, now that I live out here. Anyway, I live in South Mountain Urban Village, but it's right on the border, so West Somo. Anyway, so much has happened. In July, I became a totally different creature because I went to that Netroots Nation, which I completely explained that wrong. Um, it is a conference, a convention for people who consider themselves progressive, who want progress in the world. Most people are probably Democrats um, or independents, and I'm sure there's Green Party people there too. Um, anyway, it's not really about the political party, but it's about being forward thinking. And there was a lot of different things that happened. I went to the LGBTQ plus stuff, and obviously because that's who I got the scholarship from. Um, I first went to the Netroots LGBT Netroots Connect conference, and then I went to the Netroots Nation conference, which was the next several days after that. Anyway, Black Lives Matter, immigration, women's issues, so many different issues. I attended different workshops about getting people to your website, to your Facebook page, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. But I think the biggest thing for me was the race issues. You know, as I said, I like to think of myself as forward thinking also. And there were times where I was made to feel very uncomfortable. Um, and I learned a lot about white privilege, which I've been learning a lot about over the last month. And it was something that I kind of took negatively when I first heard it, because you always think, especially like there's so many white poor people out there. I grew up poor. I think I kind of have that. I've had money and I've been poor, so I've seen both sides of it. Right now, I mean, I got hit by the recession pretty bad, and so I'm still in recovery. But you think of it as being um, a rich white person thing, and there's a lot of white rich people, but there's more poor white people than anything. And so a lot of us, I guess there's probably more um, middle class white people than there are poor white people, but I really don't know. Anyway, I'm just guessing. You always think of it as privilege as being a rich white person thing, but to put it into perspective, um, I'm talking to the white people right now. You as a white person, you have the privilege of walking into a room And other white people probably don't judge you in the same way as a person of color when they walk into the room. And I hadn't thought about that before, because there are racist people out there. You know, you might not be racist, and you might think racism is over in your mind, but it's very well alive in the United States, and all kinds of prejudices. And the thing about privilege is we need to realize that it's not just about being privileged in life because you're wealthy. It's about the privileges you have by your parents, you know, just being white. And um, it's true. And I've seen it. I've seen people getting judged as they walk into a room. So, besides racial privileges, for white people, there's racial privileges for other races as well, obviously. And we did talk about privilege in general. It's not, there's often talk about white privilege on the internet, but it's that everybody has privilege, okay? You know, I go to a largely Latino, probably Mexican event here, which there's a lot of Mexican people here. I have a lot of Mexican friends, Mexican American friends mostly. And, you know, when I go to those events, you know, I don't have the same privilege there, obviously. I get judged immensely. But, you know, everybody's, for the most part, very friendly. You know, Arizona's not a bad place. We're not all racist people. That's just a small minority. Um, but, yeah, so I was telling people that the stuff about race, check your privilege and things like that, you know, it made me uncomfortable because I, I don't want to be judged wrongly, you know. And when people talk about white people, they're not necessarily talking about all white people. They're talking about white supremacists. And checking your privilege means that when you walk into a room, you need to realize that you're on equal grounding with everyone in that room. Nobody's any higher than anyone else. And keep your microaggressions to yourself, you know. Um, but it made me reflect on these important social issues and made me kind of rethink, you know, even though I'm not racist and I have very few prejudices, which I do have prejudices. Um, I don't really want to say what any of them are because they're kind of embarrassing, but okay, I'll name one. I don't like, I've never liked the pot culture. Like people that wear like stuff with pot signs and stuff like that. And I'm okay with pot. It doesn't bother me. Um, I want it legalized. Well, I don't know why it doesn't. But the whole culture surrounding it. Oh, I need to close the door. This is the person I live with is home now. I just don't like the whole culture, the hacky sack thing, and the uh, just the garb, everything about hemp and stuff like that. I don't know. Smoking pot every day, like, isn't it supposed to be recreational, you know? Or if you have something wrong with you, I mean, come on. I have prejudices about that. So, you know, totally hate me for that. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so Netroots Nation really, really got me to support the whole Black Lives Matter movement and how you should not be stopped because of the color of your skin by a police officer and then killed because of this color of your skin. Um, just happens way too much, you know. And you know the media does focus on certain things more than other things, and this is an important issue that needs to be focused on more. I realize it's not wholly my place to talk about it, but I feel like I should be an ally, and I feel I should say what I need to say when I need to say it. Um, I had a fantastic experience. I felt like I met my people by going to this Netroots Nation thing. Next year it's in Ferguson. Well, it's near Ferguson, so there's obviously going to be Black Lives Matter events there. It's in St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm excited to go to that. Yeah, so I did that and met a ton of people, ton of friends, friends for life. We had a bisexual event hosted by Binet and um, AZ by my group Fluid Arizona, and again, I'm forgetting the name of this other uh, organization. Oh, I'm so sorry. Out something. I'll write it. I'll write it up here. Um, so yeah, just want to update you a little bit on what's going on. I hope to be posting more videos, and I have 100 subscribers finally. It's been like several years, but I don't know why that's exciting to me because I haven't been on here for a while, and it's just really cool, you know, 100 subscribers. So anyway, I enjoy this for the fact that I'm doing it so you can see how someone from Arizona is, someone who doesn't make a lot of money in life, um, who, you know, like I said, got hit hard from the recession, and likes to talk about things that he enjoys. And I hope I'm interesting. I don't think I always am interesting, but initially this vlog was about my bisexuality, and it's no longer become about that because there's too many interesting things in the world to just focus on one thing. And you know, that's a large part of my life, but it's also other things are large parts of my life too. So I'm always going to say it's also a small part of my life, but it's not a small part of my life at all. You know, it's been my whole life, my whole life. So anyway, I am heading out. My friend should be here any second, and I'm really not ready, but